So today I'm going to make my spicy bean dip, and today I'm using red beans, and there's several reasons why I want to use red beans, but you can make this with black beans, with garbanzo beans, basically whatever kind of bean you want. But the red beans specifically are really good for you because they're a superfood, and with the superfood it means they're higher in antioxidants. They're actually higher in antioxidants than berries, so that's why I like to use red beans. You can look that up, it's all over Google. I have 2.5 cups of red beans here, and there's only 2 ingredients. It's beans and vinegar. So I'm going to use a couple of spices here, but first I'm going to pour my beans in. And for me, beans are a staple food because I don't really care for the taste of meat. So for me, it's a high protein source and there's a lot of fiber in beans. So for me, it works out really well. And this dip you can use pretty much for anything. I dip vegetables in it. I dip, baked corn chips, whatever you want to put in it. So I'm going to start off with 2 cups of beans. And I'm going to put in a splash of vinegar. Just gives it a little kick. And this recipe is also vegan, so if you're on a vegan diet, this works too. I'm going to put in, since I have so many beans, I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of salt. I need some water. So I measured out 1/2 cup, but I'm not going to use that much. I'm just going to do it by sight. So that's about a 1/2 cup. And the spices that I'm going to use today are cumin. I put in a good dose of cumin because I really like it. It gives it a lot of flavor. And this is my special ingredient. It's hot pepper. My mother grows a garden in Ohio, and she has these super hot peppers. And for some reason, it's hotter than anything I can get in a grocery store, so I grind them up in a little coffee grinder, and I can actually make my own pepper. So I'm going to put in just a little bit because it's really hot. And you can use hot pepper flakes, whatever kind of pepper you like, whatever you have on hand. And let's see how this looks. I like to just chop it initially so it gets the juices going until I can actually start spinning it full force. So I'm just pulsing it right now. Other ingredients I'm going to add, and these are just by choice, but personally I like it. I think it makes it taste a lot better. I'm going to put in just a little bit of garlic powder. Not too much because I don't want to smell. And a little bit of diced onion. This is dried diced onion. So if you're not an onion or a garlic fan, you might want to skip that step, but I like it. So I'm just pushing it down on the sides. And I'll turn it back on. Okay, I think I let that spin for about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. And depending upon how thick you want it, like this is kind of on the thinner side because I'll even use this as a salad dressing. But it's you always want to taste it to make sure it tastes good. And it's pretty good, so I think it's done. So I'm going to transfer it into a bowl, and you can see the consistency that it turned out. It's actually thick, but there's no chunks. And I've even used this on top of fish or chicken. It adds a little bit extra protein if you're a little pizzazz if you don't like the taste of regular chicken or fish. Alright, so that's it. That was real quick. I think it was less than 5 minutes, and it's very simple. There's only 2 ingredients plus all the spices that you want. So I hope you guys give this one a try. It's really good.